Hey, 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 are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? How about now? Are we there now? When are we going to get there? Have you ever been the person in the back seat saying, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?"
I think everyone who was a child who drove in a car said, "Are we there yet?"
Or maybe yeah, I bet they have. I bet you have, because I know I have. There was a time where I would even say it as an adult. I thought I'd grow out of the thing, but what it really did was establish this pattern of almost, I could conjure up that whiny childlike voice and say, "Are we there yet? Come on, I just want to be there. I don't want the drive to continue. I want to arrive where we're going,
Yes.
Arrive at our destination."
And our destination right now is Virginia joined us. And if you're joining us, feel free to type in chat so that we can see who's joined us.
And then share if you've ever said, as a child, "Are we there yet?" And then true confessions, share as an adult if you've ever said, "Are we there yet?"
Yes. Hi, Kristen. The best thing that I ever did, this is a little hilarious, yet it doesn't really like it. We used to travel to Barrie and we'd work retail, so we'd work till like 9 o'clock and then we'd drive. And we'd get in at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and it was hard to stay awake. And Yetta used to go to sleep, and sometimes as soon as we hit like the 401, she'd be asleep. And so one time I pulled over and went to sleep too. And when she woke up, she goes, "Where are we? It's like 2 a.m. And I said, "We're right around Brockville," because I went to sleep too. Yeah, it was maybe more funny when you were there.
Yeah, it wasn't funny for me. Well, that's great confessions, Kristen. I love that people are saying yes with little ones in the car in the back seat, or when I was a little one in the car. And yet I might challenge you to think, are you still saying, "Are we there yet?" Maybe not in the car. Maybe you've grown up, I haven't, but maybe you've grown up from saying it when you're in the car. And yet, do you still say, "Are we there yet? Have we reached our goal yet? Have we gotten the house that we were looking to buy? Have we gotten our dream home yet? Are we there yet? Have we gotten married yet?" Like, is that my there? Or maybe my there is not, well, maybe it's the man of my dreams. Or maybe the there is, have we had kids yet? Like, I want to have a kid. And when I get my kid, I'll have gotten where I was going. Or maybe it's a career, the dream career.
Or maybe you want the emptiness when the kids are gone. Or maybe you want retirement. Am I there yet? Have I put in my 35 years or however? Frederick says he's said that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what are you wishing? And are we wishing our life away, looking at what's coming up in the future? You know what I mean? Just wishing we were there instead of recognizing where we actually are.
I love that, Virginia. Enjoying the journey. Many times it's the journey that's the best part, and we don't realize it until the journey is over. Mm-hmm. And then my question to that is, that's brilliant, actually. If we didn't recognize it until the journey was over, was the journey really the best part? Or did we wish it away? Did we wish it away by looking ahead to what was going to be next? So maybe we've grown up from not asking it when we're in the car, "Are we there yet?" And yet, have we actually gotten past? Or did it build such a strong pattern of behavior that we've continued to live in that space of, "Are we there yet?"
Mm-hmm.
So I have to confess.
Yeah, you've done it?
I've done it. Like in the past, it's where I lived. I lived perpetually looking for the next.
Well, I think the next from a child, because as a child, sometimes when you're younger, you just enjoy your age. But many times you want to be older. You want to be able to do what the older kids do. or you want to be an adult so that you don't have to be told what to do or where to do it or when to do it.
Mhm.
The truth is that never really ends, does
It
it?
never really ends. It never really ends.
Yeah. So let's look at the car trip for a second. Let's give we've hit a lot of, ooh, how do we fix this? But let's look at like a trip, and maybe people can type in chat. What things could you pre-plan for a car trip if you have children, or even if you're a few adults? I remember the one time we traveled into the US with another couple, and we actually read a book out loud to the other three people. So everybody got to interact and discuss it and talk about it. And that's one of the ways that we pass the time of travel.
But did we pass the time, or did we enjoy the time?
Yeah, we enjoyed it.
We actually created a memory. We created an experience rather than, we knew we were going somewhere. And yet, was that really the big deal? Or was the big deal the journey? The journey of getting there, having snacks.
I love Kristen's snacks. Yep. Snacks makes the journey. I just eat and eat and eat. So I can't eat until I get there. Kim says games.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could play games. And what about games like, finding things outside visually, as long as it's not dark, that, you can gain points if you see certain things or certain types of cars or silly songs.
Oh,
we used to make up silly songs.
Favorite. I Spy games was fantastic.
Yeah.
So it's really about the journey then, isn't it? It's not so much about getting there. Have you ever planned to get somewhere that you never got to?
And I must admit, once we got DVDs in the car, it was kind of, we were traveling together, but not together.
Yeah.
We would just put on a DVD, Yetta and the kids would watch it, and I would listen to it. And was that really connecting? Was it valuable time together? Maybe not so much.
No.
Yeah. So those are some ideas. Keep typing if you have other ideas for things that you could share to do in the car. One of the things I thought up was to have a pre-recorded list, not recorded, but write in a book, some questions that you'd like to ask each other. Or how about we learn about the destination where we're going or the people we're going to. So if we're going to Grandma and Grandpa's house, maybe we talk about some of the history, or where they came from, or what they've done in their life, or the obstacles they've overcome. So that, guess what? Probably the kids, when they get there, they'll have something to talk to their grandparents about, because they'll want to ask them about those events that happened.
Very cool. So as we think about 2019, because if you're watching this as a replay, you'll still be thinking about 2019, because 2019 has really been like a year like no other.
I think you're referring to 2020.
Oh,
when you're
yeah, I am.
2019 was where we planned for 2020.
Exactly. That's where my brain went.
We planned the destination of 2020 in 2019. And for most people, the journey of 2020 did not look anything like they had planned.
There was just absolutely no facsimile to the actual destinations. Like, we didn't even get to the destinations we'd planned. If you'd planned travel, which I had planned a lot of travel, a fair bit of travel, once a quarter, I didn't leave basically my home. I didn't even get to Barrie to visit my family, even my parents' anniversaries, Dad's 80th birthday, didn't get there. So the destinations were actually never even accomplished. So does that mean it was a lousy year?
I think for some it was. And for some overcame the obstacles. Some had the best year ever. Look at real estate. People sometimes move into a house, and before they even get in the house, like when we're selling them a home, they're already thinking about the next home, because maybe they couldn't buy their ultimate dream home, right?
Well, there was a time when we bought our home, and already when we were buying it, we thought, well, we'd like to buy a bigger house. like a better house. That's not really the house I want. It's just the one that fits my means or maybe below my means, but my comfort level financially. And so I was already pining away for the next, which meant I never actually even got enjoyment out of the one I was living in. Have you ever found yourself living beyond your time so that you forget to be living in the now? Like we have a tendency to go, that over there is what I'm really looking for. So I'll just endure this here right now and miss out on the actual right here, right now. Like, so painful to think that that is something I've certainly done. And who else has actually done that? Like, who's going to confess?
Yeah. So what you're really saying is that I'm not really living because I'm living hoping for the future instead of living in the now.
Right. Are we there yet? I mean, it's a mature way. We kind of camouflage it. It's the same question we've been asking since we were kids. Are we there yet? And then we don't even enjoy the where we are. And I thank you for your vulnerability. As many are saying, hey, I've done that. Like I've done that a lot. I've lived in a state of not here rather than living in the now. So it's been a learned thing for me for sure, because I was the queen of never being actually here and not recognizing that the here was the most, what was all there was.
Yeah.
Because what if the destination was never even gotten to? Then I not only didn't get to the destination, I didn't actually
enjoy a journey
of any kind, because I just wished it away.
We're always journeying. We might not even be on the right path. We might not be heading to the right destination, but we're always journeying. And I love what you said, Yetta, around, what did we do to make the journey the best that it could be? So 2020, like I said, some people had great years. There were more people that bought real estate houses in the Ottawa area market in 2020 than the record year of 2019. And that was 2 months where we were like locked down, shut down. Last week, do you know this? Last week, the week of Christmas, sales are really low in real estate during the week of Christmas.
Yeah, I know.
Listings were up 120% in the week of
over last December.
Over last week. Over the same week.
Yeah,
the same
week
week. Comparing in the exact same week. They were up 120% listings, and sales were up over 100%. So they doubled. Sales doubled in the week of Christmas.
Mind-blowing.
Yeah, because some people are doing, despite COVID, despite the interruptions, some people are saying, no, my life will continue. And so some did a lot during 2020. Some did less. Some hibernated. Some were fearful. Some waited to see what's going to happen.
Some are still waiting.
Yeah.
And so it's really just about continuing to live inside the journey so that we don't, I love that, don't get distracted. Like, why? Why get stopped? Let's just continue on together. And one thing that we're going to do, and we're going to invite you to it right now, and that is 31 Life Step Journey. We've realized that if we don't do something in community, it's actually much easier and more likely that we're going to live in that perpetual state of, are we there yet? Whereas when we go on a journey with other amazing people, we actually enjoy the journey, and the amazing part is we actually get to further destinations. It's kind of, isn't that wild?
So yeah, so we've created a 31 Life Step Journey, 31 days of impactful steps that you can take in the now,
like right now,
which will eventually change your destination, which is beautiful. And also it changes your journey and also the people you're on the journey with, because that's super important. So it's in the chat. You can copy and paste that into your clipboard if you want to check it out later. There is a cost. It is a beautiful
There's an
program.
investment, let's face it.
Okay.
There is no cost, because if it was a cost, it would mean I'm just paying for something that really doesn't have value. Whereas if I'm investing in my own journey and my own life with other amazing people, it really is an investment into the journey.
Yes. And if there's one thing we've learned, it's that the more we invest in us, the better our life is, the better the journey is, because we've invested in us. Our income potential is higher, our friend potential is higher.
Well, the journey is just plain better,
Yes.
right? What
Yeah.
we've learned by doing the journey together, and I can't wait to be on it with you as well, Virginia and Kim and Nancy and Andrea. Like, it's so super fantastic, exciting, Frederick, to be on 31 Life Step Journey and simply be living in a state of loving the journey.
Because we've heard it said that life is about reaching the destination.
Have you heard that said? It's about the destination. Come on, it's about the destination. And I used to live there perpetually.
Yeah. And now we say life is the journey. And what's also important is who's on the journey with you. That's super important. And you know, during this lockdown, it's who can you connect with online, really? That's our option. And the family that we're locked up in our house with, or if you're essential services, the people you're working with. Those are the people you get to see.
So whatever you do, enjoy the journey immensely, because that's all we've got is the journey and who's on it with us.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And we're honored to be your advocates for real estate and life exponential, because we're your friends.
Yeah, and we love sharing our heart with you, and we thank you for sharing your heart with us.